Think like a robot. How does Google view your site? What does thinking like a robot mean? All in all, from almost a decade in this industry, I would say the Google algorithm is not smart. I would say it is like dealing with a 3 or 5-year-old. You got to be very specific on what it's reading. So try this. Go to your website's homepage, look at all your headers. That's the big text that first appears. Do they give enough context for a robot to know what the page is about if it has 1 microsecond to identify it? So if we see this image here, this is an example that I found browsing around different dealerships. So we can see browse inventory is the big text. What type of inventory are we talking about if we're seeing this page for the first time? See it again, shirt inventory, pants inventory, shoe inventory. If we change it to have browse our car inventory, the Google algorithms, all right, these guys have cars in their inventory. Not only that, if we look at the hyperlink below it, view all inventory, imagine you need to identify what the next page is going to be about before you click on it. So if you're a robot and we're trying to index you in our library to rank you where you need to rank, and we're reading view all inventory for the next page, it's vague. But if we tell it to view car inventory again or view new car inventory, now the algorithm, okay, the next page is about their new inventory, new car inventory, and it's going to index you where you need to be indexed. So it's very important to give the right instructions to the algorithm so you can get indexed better, faster, and there's no vagueness of where you belong within the Google library. Also, you want to be tracking your rankings and your traffic to the pages you have optimized. And you do this through Google Analytics and Google Search Console. These are basically direct products from Google, and they will give you the source of truth for your organic traffic. You want to use Google Analytics to measure how much organic traffic is going to that page that you optimized or that you created. Now that I went from a 0 to 100 to 200, or I started at 100 and now I'm getting 200 visitors per month, now you want to use Search Console to see what are those keywords that page is ranking for and what position in the rankings do you have. Are you increasing in clicks to that specific keyword? That's a good indicator, right? Are we increasing in rankings from a month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year basics? So you will always want to be tracking the work that you did and see how that correlates to an increase in traffic. Also, on these pages that you're monitoring, you always want to be producing relevant and valuable content. You want to create content that's completely in line with the product you're selling. If you're selling a Ford F-150, you want to talk about the Ford F-150 miles per gallon, the Ford F-150 safety features, towing capacity, trim levels, engine sizes that people are inquiring about. You want to capture people from the beginning of the sales journey all the way to the end of that sales funnel where they step into your dealership to ask for a test drive. Don't be wasting money on irrelevant content. Don't be wasting money on what's the best sushi restaurant in Sarasota. You're not there to sell sushi rolls. You're not there to create tour guides. So relevant content that's completely related to the product you're selling. That way, all these pages that are within the same topic can be connected together. Let's talk about some really nice and effective SEO strategies after talking about the previous topics that I just mentioned. So optimize your page titles and meta descriptions after keyword research is done and make sure it's descriptive and it's straightforward. In this case, we see here an example that Rob site Ford dealership, Kansas City. I know exactly what it is if I'm a robot. Put yourself again in the robot perspective because a person can interpret things better and they have context before that. The robot does not. Your header tags, are they also straightforward? Do they tell the robot what the page is about after clicking on that search engine results page? We want to probably have best for dealership in Kansas City. Again, context. You always want to be internally linking between the most important pages and also are those pages related to each other? Like I was talking in my previous slide, if we create a piece of content for the Ford F-150 miles per gallon, within the content, maybe we want to link to our Ford F-150 trim levels, Ford F-150 catalog, Ford F-150 towing capacity. So everything is interconnected and the topics also belong to each other. When Google looks that you're not just selling cars. You're not just having catalogs and sales pages, but you're also helping with information. You will rank higher than your competition because under the algorithm, you have a better website and it's better evenly distributed throughout the entire sales funnel or the buying journey of that person looking for that car. Also, local listings and citations. You want to make sure that you're appearing in as many directories as possible. What are directories? What are local listings? These are sites like Yelp, Yellow Pages, White Pages, or any page that kind of has your name, address, and phone number in it. You want to be in there. This will help you get better visibility in the maps and also make sure that your name, address, and phone number matches your Google Business Profile. This will also give you better ranking opportunity in the maps section. Like I said, right, backlinks and anchor text. Make sure you're always acquiring backlinks with relevant anchor text from or within your industry. Let's say an auto magazine, car magazine, or anything that's auto related. You want to acquire backlinks to those important pages. Again, there are votes of confidence that Google will, at the end of the day, see who has more votes and rank higher that person with more votes. Monitor your domain rating. Your domain rating is basically a number, it's also a third-party number that we have a software that analyzes it. But it basically, imagine this on the DR being how big is your car engine in your website. So if you're competing in an industry where the ranking websites in your local area have a V6 engine, you want to make sure you have a V6 or a V8 engine. That way you're able to compete with them or just leave them in the dust. So this helps us gauge how well or how competitive your website is so we can outrank competitors. If we see that you have a lower DR than all the people ranking in there, then we want to make some optimization, acquire some backlinks that will help you get that DR higher. Backyard pages are also important in parallel with your informational pages. Backyard pages are pages that are targeting cities around your main locality of operations, right? So we want to target, let's say if you're in Sarasota, you want to target Tampa, Bradenton, and all the vicinities around Sarasota. That way, if somebody's making a specific search, an example for dealership Tampa, we want to be able to capture the traffic, not just our Sarasota traffic. So as we continue to build all around your main city of operations, we're starting to slowly trickle in all the traffic from those locations around your main city. And also, we always want to be adapting to the Google algorithm updates. Why? Sometimes what's going to happen is you'll be ranking really well, and all of a sudden there's an update within the algorithm, and then all your rankings and your organic traffic starts going down, starts tanking. And you're like, why is this happening? Let's say, for example, Google decided that, and let's keep it super simple, all car dealerships now require to have X amount of informational pieces of content per model. If you don't have that, or if you don't get those pages up and running really quick, we'll just continue to lose that traffic. So we always want to see what is happening out there. Are we doing what needs us to stay at the top of the rankings position? So keep an eye out for those changes within the algorithm.
Now, we have an SEO checklist that you can download and follow along to cross-reference your own website content to make sure it aligns with what actually works and what George is bringing to the table here. So go ahead and follow the link.